Hello, everyone. Do you hear me, Dona Lucia? Yeah? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. So welcome, everyone. Today, it's Wednesday, June 7th, the first Wednesday of the month. So our public lecture today is in English. And today we'll be reflecting together on the chapter 31 from the book Living Spring from Chico, Xavier, and Emmanuel. Before we dive deep into the content and into the learnings, just want to remind you all about who we are. We are Chico Xavier Learning Center, based out of Portland, Oregon, United States. If you want to know a little bit more about us, we have our website, chicoxavierportland.org. There you can find who we are, the work we do, and also remind everyone that we are a non-profit organization, and we live based off donations. So if you are interested in our work, and if you're interested in donating, you are super welcome. We are in September, we are also hosting here in Portland on the 30th of September, the annual Spiritism Symposium, which theme will be mental balance. So in this symposium, it's a one-day symposium taking place here in the city center of Portland in the Portland State University. We will be studying and reflecting about mental health as a growing concern affecting so many people nowadays, so many adults, teenagers, and even kids. And we are going to, of course, reflect and study this important topic through the lenses of our teachings and through the lens of the Spiritism. We will have also activities dedicated to youth and kids. So feel free to explore a little bit more about our symposium via the website it's on the bottom of the page. So super welcome to come, super welcome to visit us here in Portland and spend time with us in such a important day for the mental balance. I mean, yeah, for the topic and for the theme. Okay. Before we start our study today, I would like to get all of us grounded and here by closing our eyes, finding peace in our minds, in our body, breathing slowly, connecting with the place we are, to the moment we are, to the body that we have, and feeling the surroundings, feeling the energy that surrounds us, that accompany us every single day of our lives. Let's elevate our thoughts to God, to our mentors, to the good spirits that accompany us that support us through our journey in this planet. And let's thank them for the fact that we are alive, we are here, and we are dedicating 30 minutes of our day to focus on our spiritual side, in the spiritual side of life, dedicating some time and energy to evolve as human beings, to grow as human beings. We are asking them also to inspire us, to open our minds, ears, and our soul to what we are going to listen today, and that we can, at the end of this study, of this reflection, have received all the benefits and all the blessings we need to continue our journey in this planet. Thank you. May it be. Amen. So the chapter that we're studying, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's called Farmers. Emmanuel starts with the passage from Paul, the second book to Timothy, chapter 2, versicle 6. So it says, the hardworking farmer should be the first to receive a share of the crops. Okay. So just a little bit of context here. Paul met Timothy when Paul was already in advanced age, I would say so, more mature in life. And Timothy was very young. He was kind of a teenager at the time. And Paul somehow had a loving relationship with Timothy as a father, right? So he got really connected to Timothy. And Timothy was one of the persons really close to Paul towards the end of his life, right? So at this letter, it's a letter where Paul is inviting or calling Timothy to action with regards to the attitude of a farmer, which is the hard work, right? So he encourages Paul. He encouraged Timothy to realize his potential, right? To really work and really study and spread the word of Jesus and Jesus' teachings, and he really compares, right? He recommends Timothy to be like a farmer, to pursue the hardworking, and by pursuing the work, he would be the first one to benefit from it. So it's just a little bit of context, and at this time, Paul, he already knew that he was going to be executed by the Romans. So it was one of the last letters that he wrote to a beloved friend. And the letter starts by the following. There are farmers of every sort. Some buy the field and explore it through sweating tenants without ever touching the soil with their hands. We find them in many places. So here he says that they are farmers that instead of working themselves, they buy the land, they have the property, but instead of doing the work themselves, they delegate, or they They pay someone else to do the work, right? We've never touching the soil. We've never putting their effort into the work. Another group are the ones that those who relegate the whore to the rust, crossing their arms and inputting to the rain or soil the failure of the sowing they neglected. So here they really abandoned the earth, right? They have the earth, they get the earth, or they buy the soil, the piece of earth, and they cross their arms. They blame, right? Either the rain, no, they did not rain, or it was too hot, was too wet, or the soil was not good. But in fact, that they neglected the work, right? They didn't care about the work. They left the work, and they never really touched the whore, which is one of the instruments for sowing the soil. We are comfortable by many who supervise the planting of the neighbors without giving any attention to their own work, right? The work that concerns them. So in this case, Emmanuel mentions about the people, the ones that instead of working and being concerned with their work or their duties or the things that they need to do, they are always looking to the neighbor, right? To someone else. Someone else has better than I mean, someone else soil is better than mine. They are more productive than mine. Is the grass, the greener grass of the neighbor, right? They are never satisfied with their own the things that they have. They are always looking somebody else's property or whatever the neighbor between brackets has. We find several who wonder about thousands of frivolities, whereas voracious parasites inhalate their fragile flowers. So this group is the group that it's really, they are worried with the work, right? With the work, and they are being they are occupied with other things that it's the frivolites of life. It's really the luxury or the whatever life brings to them, and they are not giving attention to what they are entitled to, what they are responsible for. And their mind is everywhere else, or it's in the and can be with anything, right? Can be with all the let's say the challenges of life, and they are never dedicating time to take care of their flowers, and that leaving the flowers to the parasites. And then there are the ones that they say that the land is incapable of production, right? And again, this group is the one that it's blaming the outside instead of caring for the inside, right? So the land is incapable, and they are denying the best wood upon them. They are denying the blessing of the water, and denying that they could have the fertilizers to help. So they are the ones, the complainer ones, and they're never satisfied with what they have, and they don't use the resources available not to pursue their work. And there are the ones that complain about headaches, flu, malaise, indisposition. So the ones that complain and feel victim, right? And they always lose the opportunity of sowing. So there are many farmers of every sort, right? So that's what we say. There is the farmers who deny the work, who are the farmers who are envy of others. They're the blame. They're the ones that they don't wanna work. They are lazy. They're the ones that procrastinate. They're the ones that complain about everything. It's always someone else's fault, right? What sort of farmers are we, right? And of course, the farmers here it's a way to, what's our relation of our duties, right? How we relate with our responsibilities, with the things that we need to conquer in life. Do we deny our responsibility? Do we blame someone else to be, and then we never face something that we're responsible for? Do we complain and compare ourselves with other people? Do we procrastinate? We are always delaying to start, right? And then I was always like to relate to the 7 sins, now the human 7 sins, which are really the vices of life, right? It's really what prevent us of flourishing our inner potential. So what Paul was telling to Timothy is like, which farmer are you, right? And the question is which is, and then the question for us, what are we doing with our lives? How are we sowing our soil? How are we planting our seeds? Is the first reflection that Emmanuel brings to us. What sort of farmers, or what sort of human beings are we? And this also reminds me and made me refer to the parable of the talents, right? We all, most of the people that follows Jesus' teachings, we know about this parable, where a master, he's going to travel, and he gives a bag of talents. Talents was the currency at the time, the money, and he gives to the 3 servants 3 bags. They had different amounts, and he asked the servants to put the money to work, right? To produce more money, right? To generate more money. And then he travels. When he comes back, 2 of the servants, they generate more money. They trade, they do whatever their capabilities, and they are able to generate more money, to produce more money. And one of them, who had fear, he was fearful, he was afraid of losing. He didn't do anything with the money, right? He kept the money in a very safe place, and did not flourish, did not produce more money. And of course, here, when we think about the message, it's not money, it's what we do with things that God gives to you, right? So if we compare the master with God and us as a servant, what we do with the talents that God has given to us, with our talents, with our potentiality in life, with our capability to work and to produce things. So again, another reflection: what are we doing with our talents, or the talents that we are receiving from God? Are we generating more talents, or are we keeping the talents to ourselves because we deny we blame, we are lazy, we complain, we procrastinate. So what are we doing? As farmers, what we are doing with our soil. And then Emmanuel continues. Natural, however, repays all of them with disillusionment, difficulty, denial, and disappointment. Of course, if you did not work, if you blame, if you complain, if you procrastinate, you did not generate anything. You did not produce anything. So, of course, life will give you back what you seed, what you planted, what you sowed. And then Emmanuel continues, though the farmer who works early collects the grace of the abundance in his barn. So the ones that really face the work, they get it. They will have abundance. And it is the same with the spirit, right? So then Emmanuel starts to bring to our reality. So that there is he brings closer to us. Once we exercise all the blessings we have received, we start to collect our part of the group, right? And then we start receiving the evidence. And I love this sentence, natural repays. So if you put love in your work, right? If you put care in your work, if you put kindness in your work, you will get that back. At the same time, if you put greed in your work, if you put envy in the things you do, if you complain about what you have, you will get the same back. No one will achieve the excellence of results without endeavoring, working in favor of the neighbor, and giving to it the best of himself. Paul of Tarsus, writing at a time of the masters and slaves, superficiality and favoritism does not tell us that the sower, distinguished by the Caesar, or more well-heeled, would be the rightful owner of the harvest. Yet, he asserted with perfect accuracy that the farmer dedicated to his obligation will be the first to benefit from the advantages of the fruit. So once again, natural repays us. And then once we harvest, once we work, we will harvest. We will collect the grace. And once we put the focus, the energy, the discipline in whatever we do, in our home, taking care of our kids, in our work, in our relationship with our husbands and wives and partners, at our workplace, at the church we go, or at the center we go, at the volunteering working we do, right? We will get back everything we put in. Of course, if it's with love, we get love. If it's with greed, impatience, we will get that back. And then we know that the labor law, it's one of the divine laws, right? And the labor law, the law of labor, not the labor law, the law of labor, it's one of the necessities of the human beings to progress in life. So I wrote there all the questions on related to the law of labor, and we know now, and it is said that we need to work to evolve. Human beings need work to evolve. Without labor, we would remain in the early stages of the intelligence. So work elevates our intellectual, moral, and ethical aspects of life. And everything in nature labors. So everything that it's in nature, even an animal, there is certain type of labor in order to keep them alive, right? So every type of life in the planet Earth somehow has its occupation. And labor is not, when we talk about labor, as I mentioned before, is not the pay labor, right? It's everything we do in life is labor, right? We wake up, we prepare breakfast, it's labor. We clean our house, we take care of our kids or our family. We go to work, we go to our voluntary work, we go to church, we go to visit a friend to share to share our life, to share good feelings is labor. Labor is the relationship that we have with our lives. And there are benefits. I mean, we all benefit of labor. We all evolve when we are in a relationship with people, creating something. So labor is creation, right? It's when we create things for the other and together with the others. And the quality we put in these relationships, in the way that we relate and serve the others, is the quality that naturally will repay us. And then he mentions that no one will achieve excellence without working hard in favor of the neighbor, right? So here we are back to the work by serving others, loving the work we do, loving the experience that this work brings to us. It doesn't matter the type of work you do. If you clean the stairs of your church, if you really read a book to a child, right? If you help your neighbor to cross the street, you are serving, you are working. And there is a passage from Jesus that I love this passage that is in the bottom of the page, that Jesus said, "My Father is always at his work, and I am too." So he said, God is always working. God doesn't stop working. God doesn't stop caring about us, serving us, helping us, and neither do I. And Jesus either. Jesus is our governor of this planet, we all know. And he doesn't stop a second. And God creating, everything in our favor, to favor our evolution. So let's think about that, right? If God and Jesus both, they don't stop work. Imagine us, right? So, and again, work, and then Emmanuel says that work by itself is an action. No? Service, it's is a transformation. Right? So the invitation is, of course, we need to work. Everyone needs to work to evolve, to grow in life, right? To be able to relate with people, to help people, right? But when we do it for others, the little step we take, the little gesture we do, it's what God needs from us. And just to wrap us up, Allan Kardec brings with this passage, especially the second sentence there, by the work required in the corporeal lives, the spirit improve their intelligence. And by observing God's law, they acquire the metrics which will lead them to eternal happiness. Right? Another testimonial there of the invitation, right? That Paul going back to Paul, invitation and encouragement that Paul shares with Timothy on the hard working, on the really service. At that time, the work was serve in the name of Jesus, spread the word of Jesus, right? And I mean, and the question that I want all us to reflect, right? What is our work? Right? What is the work that we want to pursue in life? To serve us, to serve our neighbors, and to serve Jesus. Yeah, so thank you for being here, for listening, reflecting. Though a simple message, but very rich through the lenses and through the interpretation of Emmanuel, that brings a lot of reflection and wisdom from all of us, for all of us. Now let's go to the virtual pass. And if you have a bottle of water next to you, I mean, if bring it closer, close your eyes, invoke the protection of God, of our friend, our old brother Jesus, of our spiritual mentors, friends that are always with us. Let's breathe. Let's empty our minds. Let's visualize our God, our Father working. Let's visualize our friend Jesus working in our planet. Let's visualize our work, our service in this incarnation. Let's bring this energy. Let this energy surround your body. Feeling your cells, your veins. Go around your body. Touching the ground. And while you breathe in and you breathe out, you take this energy back to the planet. wishing that every human being on this planet can find service, can service Jesus, can service God. And there's that same light that you send to the universe, to planet Earth, comes back to you, bringing love, bringing peace, bringing strength, bringing protection, and bringing peace to you, to your family, to your home, to your neighborhood. May your house become a lighthouse to everyone who needs love, service, and light in this planet. May it be. Amen. Obrigada.